Okay, so we stopped with this one right here, and now, okay, looking at the sentence. On stringed instruments, the vibration comes from pressure on the strings, whereas on wind instruments, vibration comes from the air moving through the mouthpiece. Okay, so first thing, on stringed instruments is a prepositional phrase. From pressure is a prepositional phrase. On the strings, prepositional phrase. On wind instruments, prepositional phrase. From the air through the mouthpiece. Now, okay, Gunnar, you're gonna have to tell me because I don't know what she told y'all on this one. So, a couple different ways I see this. It's a difficult one here. Okay, so first part, easy, like on this clause. So vibration is your subject, comes as your verb. On this part, vibration again, you have comes again, but then she could have done this a couple different ways. I'm guessing, so verbs aren't in your, verbs are never in a prepositional phrase, but I'm wondering if she told you that moving was acting as a verbal, so like meaning that your prepositional phrase could have looked like this. So she either told you that it was like this, from the air moving through the mouthpiece, like that was a big prepositional phrase, or she told you that this was a prepositional phrase. Oops, sorry. This was a prepositional phrase, and you had two verbs, moving, another verb. Let me know what she said. I would love to know. But yeah, like, I guess technically that's the right way. But like I said, I'm not sure what she told you, but let me know, or let me tell your mom to let me know. Okay, next one. Even though, so I already know that this is probably going to be my dependent clause because I don't know what all y'all talked about with dependent clauses, but subordinating conjunctions begin dependent clauses. So even though is a subordinating conjunction. Even though a bow across the strings causes pressure on some stringed instruments. So all of that is a dependent clause. Okay, what's happening? Okay, go away. Okay, I need this thing to go away, Gunnar. Okay, just listen to me. Okay, this is dependent. Okay, thank you. Here we go. Dependent clause. Okay? Fingers or a prick causes pressure on others. This is independent. Okay? The next thing, what she wanted you to do, dependent, subjects, verbs. Okay. Then right here, subject, even though a bow across the strings causes pressure. Okay, so to find your subject, remember, you always want to get rid of your prepositional phrases because your subject can never be in a prepositional phrase. Your verb can never be in a prepositional phrase. So across the strings is a prepositional phrase. On some stringed instruments is a prepositional phrase. So that doesn't leave you with much. So you're left with bow. So bow's going to be your subject. And then causes is going to be your verb. I don't know if she asked you this. But pressure would be a direct object. Okay, so right here, fingers or a prick. That, fingers and pick, fingers, pick, those are both subjects. And again, causes is going to be your verb. On others is a prepositional phrase, so just get rid of that so that's not confusing. So hear me say this. A subject and a verb cannot be in a prepositional phrase, so I'll always put those in parentheses and get rid of them. Okay, next one, because I already know this is going to be my dependent clause. There's a comma there. Because it's a subordinating conjunction, this is dependent. Remember, if you have a phrase or a clause, at the beginning of a sentence that has a comma behind it, more than likely it's going to be dependent, meaning it's going to have an independent clause behind it. And if it starts with a subordinating conjunction, which I always told my kids that's an awubis, That's an acronym standing for, okay, let me try to type this out. It's like couple A's, couple W's, couple U's, BIS. Okay, so that stands for like after, although, now I can't think of another A right now. I'm just going to keep going. While, whenever, wherever, until, okay, there are more. I'm just thinking of ones off the top of my head. Because, before, oh my goodness, what is another one? I think maybe in spite of is one. Since, so that, okay, those are all subordinating conjunctions, meaning that if you see one of these words, one of these awobises, that weird acronym, if it's beginning a clause, then it's beginning a dependent clause, okay? So that should be a signal to you that's dependent, okay? So here, because, there it is, that's an awobis, that's a subordinating conjunction, so that means this is a dependent clause, okay? First, I'm going to look, do I have any prepositional phrases? Nope. So now I'm going to find my subject. My subject is harp. Remember, a subject is a noun or a pronoun that tells you who or what the sentence is about. Has is a verb. Okay, next one. It produces more tones than any other stringed instrument. It is a subject. Produces is a verb. Okay, moving on. Even though, let's see if I added that in here. See, there's supposed to be an E in this awobis as well. Okay, even though is a subordinating conjunction. That means that this is going to be my what? I heard you say it over there. A dependent clause, okay? So first, do I have any prepositional phrases? Nope. So what is my subject? People. That is who or what my sentence is about. People what? They own something. Own is your verb. On what cassette tapes? That will be my direct object if she was asking you that. Okay, your independent clause is compact discs are more popular. There's not a prepositional phrase. In this clause, compact disc would be your subject, and then are would be your verb, okay? The next one, look right there. Although, look, there it is. This is subordinating conjunction. That's an awobis. That means that this is going to be my what? Dependent clause, okay? So no prepositional phrases. That's easy. CDs, that's what my sentence is about. So that's my subject. CDs what? They can break. So for this one, you're going to have your linking verb can, okay? And then here, they generally last longer than cassette tapes. I don't see a preposition, so they is your subject. Generally is an adverb, so remember your adverb is not going to be your verb. It describes a verb. So generally lasts longer than cassette tapes, okay? So generally last, that is going to be your verb. And longer is going to be an adjective, okay? Storage is convenient because CDs are approximately 12 centimeters in diameter. Okay, I think this is the first sentence that you've had in this practice that does not begin with a subordinating conjunction, which means it doesn't begin with a dependent clause. That does not mean that there's not a dependent clause. So you got to look. So when I look at that sentence, the word that sticks out to me is because, okay? I know that as an awobis. That's a subordinating conjunction. So if that word begins a clause, that means that it begins a dependent clause. If I look in front of the word because, storage is convenient. Is that a sentence? Yeah, it is. So that is an independent clause. Because CDs are approximately 12 centimeters in diameter, that is a dependent clause. I have a subordinating conjunction, I have a subject, I have a verb. It just doesn't express a complete thought because of this subordinating conjunction. So that is why it is dependent, okay? My prepositional phrase is in diameter. And then CDs, that's going to be my subject. Are is my verb. Approximately is not my verb. Remember, that ends with ly, that's a sign that that's probably going to be an adverb. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and I'll come back in a minute.